Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, everybody.
So we're down one co-host, but that's okay. We're gonna still make this go, honey. We're
It's
gonna
the
talk about
first day
Kate
of
Turner.
school for the Broward County Public School people, for the
It's for
teachers, not the
the
students.
teachers. Yeah, they got to go back to work
Get
today.
them
So
classrooms ready.
that's right. Get ready for the kiddies. And we do have great news. Well, good news, not great news, but good news is that the school board 8-1 voted yes on keeping face mask, mandates, and with no opt-out option. Like you can't be just opting out because you want to. That's not how
You
it
can
works.
stay home.
You can stay home. You can opt to stay home. Yeah. So
Yes, you can.
thank you to the school board members who voted yes. We
And boo to the
appreciate.
one that voted no.
Boo to the one that voted no. I mean, because
They made it political.
if you're gonna make it political, sis, that's how it's gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no excuse for you to vote no on this. There's no
Not a
excuse.
none.
Even
Not a none.
when you made a whole full statement that you got fully vaccinated and your children are vaccinated and you're gonna still wear your mask, but then vote yes. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I digress.
As y'all can see, I'm still on the streets.
She's still on the street. She's doing her tour of
Yes. Well,
of
we're
the.
making our way home. We're going home now. We're on our way to Florida, but we
All
might
right.
not get to tomorrow. But we're on our way home now.
Well, listen, you know what? We welcome you back to our crazy state. As you know, we have a governor that was basically threatening to take away salaries, threatening to take away funding, just so you can bully people into allowing people not to wear masks. I don't know what country you live in where you don't support protecting babies. I don't know where that is.
I don't know either.
Vulnerable from 0 to 11 years old are not allowed to get the shot. They don't have a shot yet for them. There's nothing out there for them. There's no protection. And the only protection we have that we have to mitigate is using masks. Why wouldn't you want that to be something you protect these babies with? I mean, I was just telling my husband. I was just telling my husband.
What happens when you're live?
That's right. Hey, we do it live and direct, and we all about the people. And however we gonna bring the information, we're gonna bring it to you just like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So appreciate what we trying to do around here. All right. I was just telling my husband. Remember, you know how surgeries are like 8, 9, I don't know, sometimes 10 hours long. And the physician and the surgeon has to wear the mask the entire time. I've never heard of a physician getting, I don't know, sick, maybe, getting something like bad from having a mask for 9, 10 hours. Physicians have done this for years. This is a form of protection. And to have a child wear a mask for 5 to 6 hours a day, just for the first few weeks to see if, in fact, that is helping to keep the spread of COVID, I don't think that's too much to ask. But, I digress. You have those who are very adamant about that, and that is okay. But for me in my house, we are grateful and thankful to the school board members of Broward County, all except for one, that decided that they were going to vote their moral conscience and the moral responsibility that they have to their constituents. And they've made a decision to say, you know what, we value children's lives and our teachers and staff lives over politics, over salary, over funding. And to the Broward County Public Schools, we want to say thank you. We appreciate that you have made that decision, regardless of the threats and bullying that you had to endure. But we do thank you for your sacrifices and for making sure you put people first. So kudos to the school board of Broward County, all except for one. All right.
They were good. I was excited to see that. I didn't get to see all of the board meeting. I did see some of it, right? And I saw some of it, and there was a lot of talk. A lot of the community people stood up. Raymond Adderley, who's one of the candidates for school board, I think he's running for either like an at-large seat. He's running for an at-large seat. He spoke. There was another young lady. I think she's either out of I want to say, Hallandale spoke. It was a bunch of people in the community that went and spoke up and said that it's necessary. I don't know why these people are playing with this Delta variant. It's not a joke. We got a Lambda coming. There's a Gamma already here. So this serious. We can't be playing games because people are trying to get elected. But I do have to say that I did travel through the state, and I can understand why the governor is taking that position, because there was a lot of maskless folks in these here streets. So I think he's trying to cater to them. But at sometimes, you got to make tough decisions and make the hard choice. And even if though that's what some of the people want, that's not necessarily what's best for them. And so yeah, we have to institute a mask mandate because it's scary.
Listen, when you have numbers like steadily rising from Friday to Sunday from 21,000, now on Sunday it was 28,000 COVID cases. That's a significant amount in less than 2 or 3 days. So as it climbs, and apparently the Delta variant is way more infectious than the original COVID variant, COVID virus. That needs to be looked at. Like, the doctors in their lane, politicians, stay in your lane. Your lane is politics, stay over there. And if the doctors tell you this is what it is and this is what we need to do, then you follow the advice and you make the best decision possible. You don't take the responsibility. You the doctor, and you be like, no, well, we okay. We gonna go ahead and not wear no mask. You're not a doctor. You're a politician.
Exactly. And I also saw they're making it so political that I saw an article too where the Department of Health from the state of Florida is saying that the CDC is wrong in the numbers that they're saying of positive cases that's in the state. They're saying they're making the numbers higher than they really are. So, at this point, I'm like, I don't know if I believe anything that come out of Florida, because, they just want to say what they want to say. So, but there's some controversy between the numbers that the Florida Health Department have and the numbers that the CDC said are positive test cases. So, yeah, that part too.
Again, you got to go with what the experts are, and let's be clear for people who don't understand. Science is ever changing. It's not, if you're a scientist, that things change when different variables happen, and it's a continuum, right? So I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. But if they say, okay, at one point it was like this, now it's evolved to something else, now we got to do something else or whatever, they're the expert. They went to school for so many years and devoted all their time and sacrificed to get there. So who am I to be questioning them? I'm not saying you can't question things when it don't sit right with you, right? But you get, if you have several hundred doctors saying the same thing, what are we doing?
Yeah, but the thing with the governor, yes, that part, that's true too. But the other thing about it, and what the governor is doing and not understanding, is that he needs to, he's done so many things for people to question his credibility, that even now, even if he was being credible, it's hard for people to believe anything that's coming out of his mouth, because he's done so many things to make people question his credibility, right? And credibility is like insurance. You want to have it when you need it. So we kind of messed up on that insurance policy.
Listen, let's be clear. You can't be you cannot take people's lives and turn it into a political campaign.
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't anyway.
You shouldn't. So let's hear from a doctor who talks about. I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna hear from a doctor, and you're gonna hear what he says about what the governor is doing and how it makes him feel. So, I mean, this is an expert. This is somebody who's a cardiologist. This is somebody who, who has to be part of this COVID conversation. So let me share my screen and let you see what these doctors are saying. And it's just, let's make sure that I can.
Frankly, me is sick. I mean, the guy.
Okay, here we go. Oh, can you see it?
I don't see it though. I heard it, but I didn't see it.
All right, hold on a second. Oh, here we are. So I have to click it first.
Mm-hmm. I think you have to add it.
Yeah, there it is. Now I found it. Here we go. We're going to share it now. Let me do this. And let me know, are you able to see it when I turn it on? You able to see it?
As an opportunity to elevate his status, frankly, to me, is sick. I mean, the guy, I mean, what he's doing is literally criminal. And he's not supporting masks. He's not doing anything proactive. He's literally, again, using this as a political football instead of treating it as the emergency that it is. And I can't take it anymore. I mean, I feel like something needs to be done, but it's so distressing to see that as our hospitals fill up, as our elective cases are being canceled, as chronic care is being put off, he just sitting there posturing with that little smirk or grin on his face, and it pisses me off. Governor DeSantis is just using it as an opportunity to
pisses him off. Were you able to see it?
Yeah, we did see it.
So this is a cardiologist who is frustrated. Remember now, we're in Florida, and currently we have kids in ICU. This is not a joke. We're not just throwing it out there or whatever. Back in the last time we spoke on Wednesday last week, I said that one of the doctors said that they were getting 6 children patients a day. That doubled up to 35. We have children who are in ICU. We have children who are intubated. So this is a serious thing, and to not have masks and to really kind of push against that is just criminal, in my opinion. And to make something that is a health pandemic, a health issue, into a political issue, you shouldn't even be in office if that's what you're doing. So kudos to the school board for making sure, not just our school board, not just Broward County, school boards around the state.
So it was Broward, Alachua, and Leon County.
Right. But so Miami-Dade is still
where the University of Florida is. And I believe Leon is Tallahassee, right? Tallahassee is Leon County. And they voted to let the kids wear masks to school. Yeah, so it was Broward County, Alachua County, and Leon County. So Alachua has the University of Florida, and Leon County has Florida State and FAMU.
It sure does.
So they decided they made the right decision.
They're like, we're not playing with these babies. These babies are going
to they know he could try to hold their money, but he's gonna have to pay them. So what you mean?
To me,
you know
it's
just you're gonna be turning into the right. So yeah.
So kudos to the Broward County School Board where we are at. We appreciate you, and we look forward to your.
But co-host, before we get off this mask stuff, tell the people where the governor children go to school at, though.
Oh, so the governor's kids.
What's the deal with his kids?
His children go to a private school that has since, and I'm not sure if the children are attending the private school this year since everybody found out where his kids go to school. But his children go to a private school who initially said you didn't have to wear a mask, who have since rescinded that and said you have to wear a mask. And there's no if buts about it. No if buts about it. You got to wear a mask or you will not be on campus. As of now, we don't know. Now, mind you, the governor's children they're 5 and younger. So it's like a preschool kid, like a private school or whatever the case.
Yes, there.
But the point is that they didn't have to, they were initially not wearing masks. Now they are wearing a mask. So go figure, right? Is what it is.
Yeah, go figure. Yeah. So
your kids,
so if he's so gung-ho on this no mask stuff, then I guess his kids won't be going to school there no more because that's a violation of their constitutional right to breathe or something.
I guess. Oh, no. There's some people that were at the meeting saying that it was straight child abuse, honey.
It's child abuse for them to wear a mask. So since he don't want the school abusing his children, I guess they won't be going to school.
I'm going to complain. I'm going to start a whole campaign that I don't want babies in no car seat because I think that's child abuse to have a child restrained.
We ain't doing that.
I don't appreciate children being restrained. They need to be free to do what they want. Okay.
Huh? Your audience. There's an audience. We have an audience here, and they cracking up because.
Well, I'm just saying.
I think
if you want to say making a child wear a mask is child abuse, then I think the children shouldn't have seatbelts. That's how I feel.
My kids probably had car seats until they were like 8 or 9.
I'm saying I'm gonna do a campaign where that you are restricting me as a parent to let my kid be free in the car, so they can do what they want. So as we move forward,
we're gonna move forward. Texas is in the news again.
Let me tell you something. Texas Democrats.
Texas Democrats.
We love you. You want all the smoke. I mean, y'all chose violence.
From that energy.
I just love the energy, Texas Democrats. The Texas Democrats hightail out of Texas, honey, and they in the Washington, honey. They at the Capitol, okay? It's so bad in Texas that they have filed. Let me look this up because I want to make sure I say the right thing now.
They issued warrants for their arrest.
They sure did. The Texas speaker signs a civil arrest warrant to return absent Democrats to the chamber.
So they could take away your right to vote.
Here's my thing.
That's why they're doing that.
And all they want to do is strip you, is suppress your vote. And the Texas Democrats was like, hell no. Hell no.
The quorum.
We're not gonna let you do that. So you know what we're gonna do? We're just not gonna be here. Come get us. You know what? Texas Democrats need to go ahead and do a tour all over the nation.
Yes.
Yes. Teach the other Democrats that's how we roll.
That's how you do it.
You need to go and teach a class. Get a master class going, Texas Democrats, and get all the other Democrats on board.
So the Texas Republicans must have forgot that the state motto is "Don't mess with Texas." You know what I mean? That's what they say. Don't mess with Texas. So all of us saying don't mess with us, right? So the Democrats say don't mess with us, and I guess the Republicans come back with like we'll issue warrants for your arrest, but they all about that don't mess with us life. So let's see how this goes. It just can't be on the side of Republicans. Shoot, you got Democrats. You know it's all us. We all Texans. Well, I'm not a Texan. They all Texans.
They all want
for that Texas spirit.
They all want that smoke. They all want it. So Texas Democrats are still, you know what? What the spokesperson for the Texas Democrats was like, yeah, we're prepared to stay until the session is over. We don't pack
what I'm saying? Yep. They pack the
bags. And we prepared to stay. Yeah, we'll
make this money up later.
We're prepared to stay. The Texas governor just said, I'm gonna strip you of your money. Deuces, we still leaving. We gonna do everything. They threw everything at them. The Texas Democrats like, nah, we prepared to stay, honey. We prepared to stay.
They throwing them in jail. But that's like, well, we don't mind being in jail as long as we not in the house making y'all quorum. We'll stay wherever you want us to stay. So like, I want you to take me to jail so I can be in jail so I'm not in the Capitol so you don't have that quorum. So
what you gonna do?
As long as we ain't got to be in that building and we're not posting no bond. So what you gonna do? Whole session in the jail? Let's see how that works.
So what you gonna do? Drag us over there to the floor?
That's gonna make us go. I mean, have they ever done that? Like, who does that? You gonna put me in jail? What? I don't need to just be in the state. I need to actually be in the building where y'all voting.
That's what I'm saying. So what we don't do?
Let's see how you get me in there.
Listen, Texas Democrats, I want to say, if I had a way to give you a trophy or some sort
they're gonna be People of the Year on Time Magazine.
They need to be, because
we y'all nominate them for People of the Year for the cover of Time Magazine.
They want all the smoke. Texas Democrats will take it all.
They want that mesquite barbecue smoke.
I am in such appreciation of the Texas Democrats. Like I said, you all need to do a master class and do a whole tour of the nation so you can teach the other Democrats this is how we roll. That's how we rolling. Y'all not gonna get on us like that. That's how we rolling. So do that. So Texas Democrats, we are still supporting you. And whoever is going to be up for re-election that was in that group, you doggone, you got a donor right here who will be donating.
Got one here too.
Who will be donating from Florida, so you can guarantee I'm gonna send y'all $100. That's what I'm doing. Every time you up for re-election, you getting $100 from me.
Yeah,
because y'all are all that in a bag of chips. Okay,
all that. And so on the elected official note, what's happening in District 20?
Girl,
what's happening over there?
It was qualifying had happened. So
that happened yesterday or today.
What's today's date? Today is
The 11th.
The 11th. They were supposed to put it in by the 10th or by the 9th.
It's either today or tomorrow. Oh, yesterday. It was either yesterday or today.
Yeah. So I didn't check to see who qualified.
Mm-hmm.
But what we will
got a top 4 that I suspect of if nobody else made it. I think I have a top 4 that, well, maybe I might have a top 5 that should be on there for sure.
Top 5.
So Sheila, Shepherdess McCormick, Barbara Sharice, Perry Thurston, Bobby DeBose, Dale Holness. We should at least have them. Who else would you add to the list?
I don't know. I was thinking Omari would qualify.
Well, we was hoping Omari changed his mind. No shade. I was just saying.
You said no shade.
No, it's gonna be up here to go south. Yeah. So I think at least those 5 should be in there.
So let me see.
I don't know about Omari. What about the one that sued somebody? Dowling. I think he sued the governor, didn't he?
I think he would qualify.
He might be in there because he sued his door open. So yeah, maybe Dowling. I'm back on it. I'm finna speak Creole because I don't know if Emmanuel Moran, if he made the cut.
That's a good question. Let me go on here and check to see. But in the meantime, while I'm checking, for District 20, how do you feel about Governor Cuomo resigning, child?
I mean, he did. So I understand because 11 allegations is like 11 allegations, but it's always interesting how the Democrats, they'll go ahead and I guess do the right thing and leave. But the Republicans can have allegations, proof, convictions, and all that kind of stuff. And they be like, so? And they keep it moving. I mean, the president was paying people off. He had like about 11 lawsuits pending. He don't care. Max Gate got like underage child, whatever kind of charges.
Okay,
he got advantage throughout the state. He don't give no Fs. So, the difference is kind of something interesting to me.
I really do have an issue with the way that things work. I know that the Democrats want to come off as the party of transparency and accountability and all that other stuff or whatever. But girl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just don't know. I just don't know. Now, not to say that what these women are accusing him of is not true.
And like, if he did do any of that, he ain't wrong. He is wrong.
Yes, he is.
It's just interesting how, like, the Democrats lead, but the Republicans stay.
And then in the level of stuff the Republicans do, it's just straight. It's just like raunchy.
Mm-hmm.
When I say raunchy, you had a whole former president talking about how he admitted grabbing women and just molesting women. He just admits to it, and he had a whole presidency for 4 years. So I don't know.
He realized that. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say either.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, so it's unfortunate. But as you were telling me, it's presented an opportunity for New York to have their first female governor and maybe first female lieutenant governor, right?
Yes. So the first female governor, her name.
But not the first female lieutenant governor, because this lieutenant governor is a female.
Yeah.
So the first female governor. So yeah.
Yeah, her name is Kathy. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. It's spelled Hochul. So it's either Hakul or Hachul.
In New York.
In New York. And then her lieutenant governor is going to be Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins. So
okay.
Okay. So I have the list of who qualified. All right. Sheila is one. Dowling is the other. Bobby DeBose is one. Her name is Shelley Fawn. She's one. Flynn Jim, this is NPA. Omari Hardy qualified. Dale Honus qualified.
Omari's in?
Yes, he's in. Yes, he is.
Okay.
Phil Jackson has qualified.
Who else?
Phil Jackson has qualified. Manair Jason, Morel Emmanuel qualified.
Okay, ICT.
Muscle White Greg qualified.
He's the Republican.
Yes, he's Republican. So
he ran the last time.
Oh, did he? Okay. So the NPAs, Leonard Sarator, Barbara Sharif qualified. Last name is Siddiqui qualified. Taylor Priscilla Ann qualified.
She's out of Palm Beach also, or that's in Broward?
I think she's out of Palm Beach.
I think she's out of Palm Beach, yeah.
Perry Thurston qualified, and the Mike Matt Ter qualified. So you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 people qualified.
17 people running for a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how that goes. So what people need to understand is the top Democratic vote getter is the one that will be on the ballot January 11th. That's what we need to understand. There's no runoff. It's whoever the top vote getter is, November the 2nd will be on the ballot January 11th.
So how does it work for the nonpartisan people?
They'll be on the ballot because they'll be a Republican, a Democrat, an MPA, and whatever other party affiliation.
So the
top Democratic vote getter will be on the ballot January 11th. So whoever you want, you gotta vote. You gotta vote for them November the 2nd.
So there will be one Libertarian on the ballot. There will be one MP. There'll be one MPA on the ballot. Okay. And then as far as Democrats, you'll have they'll be on the ballot in January is what I mean. The NPA and the Libertarian will be on the ballot in January. They already kind of go there because we are a closed primary state. So who's going to be up there to be contended is Perry Thurston, Priscilla Ann Taylor. The last name is Siddiqui, Dr. Uman, his name is. Barbara Sharif. Okay. Emmanuel Morel. Phil Jackson is a Democrat. Dale Honus will be on the ballot. Omari Hardy will be on the ballot. Well, on the primary ballot. Oh, wait, you got a write-in that qualified. WRI is writing, I think. Bobby DeBose will be on the ballot. Dowling will be on the ballot. And Sheila Sheffers McCormick will be on the ballot. So for your Republicans, you'll have Vic DeGrama on the ballot. You'll have Flores Raul. Well, he didn't qualify. You'll have Vic DeGrama on the ballot. He's a Republican. Maynard Jason's Republican. He'll be on the ballot for the Republicans, the primary. Muscle White Greg will be on the ballot for Republicans. And that's it. So they have 3. So we'll see how that goes.
We're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to try to get some of them to come talk to us in order to give the people an idea of who it is that they want to, vote for, since they have so many options on the table.
Right. That's right. That's right. So for those of you who are in District 20, pay attention. Because y'all gonna be
the ads are gonna get spicy.
Yeah, the ads and then especially for those who what they call it again, who have money to go put the ads out. They're not playing no games, honey. They didn't come to play. They eating up everything off their plate. So y'all need to come with it. And those who are candidates, if you do follow us and watch our shows, come talk to us. Let us know what your plans are for District 20. We'd like to hear it. We'd like to let the people hear it, and we'll be more than willing to share the video as much as possible. so people can hear your thoughts, your ideas, and what you plan to do to keep Mr. Alcee Hastings' dream and some of the things he's implemented alive. And so we're all about it. So come on through, let us know. And Sandra is great at asking questions. So we would we would appreciate y'all coming through. You know, just come on through. See what we all about. All right, so that's District 20. Oh, I wanted to remind people, last week we spoke about the state having money for rental assistance. I want to still continue to remind people that those options are still available. It's under ourflorida.com. That's OUR Florida, FLORIDA.com. Please go there if you need rental assistance. The state has more than enough money to help you along, and I think the amount is up to 12 months of help. So landlords and renters alike can apply to get funding since the moratorium for rent and mortgages has expired as of the 1st of July. Okay.
All right, Kay's Corner.
So Kay's Corner, and as you can see, our lovely Kay is not here with us today. However, she did send some information that she would like for us to share, which I will do right now, and give you guys a little bit of an update. If I can find it. Let's see.
What did you say, Nikki? I'm sorry, you were going to do Kay's Corner?
Yeah, I'm going to find it right now.
Okay.
So we can do Kay's.
Kay give us like great disability information every show.
Right.
So she passed it on because she didn't want to miss out on providing that information to the people.
And because this is the first day of work for her, as you know, Broward County teachers go in today.
Teachers,
so it's
I think the administrators were there the whole time, but the teachers go back.
Oh, they were there the whole time? They probably were.
Yeah, they worked like 12 months.
Ooh, a lot. This is a lot. That's a lot. See if I'm trying to, I know she sent it. Well, I'm going to have to look on it in my email because I can't find it on this one. So I'm going to look at it in my email. But anyway, before we get into Kay's Corner, the level of caucasity. I mean, there is the caucasity is like, you always gonna have it because it's just always happening every 5 minutes. And I just don't understand.
So we doing caucasity first before Kay's Corner?
Yeah, because I have to look for Kay's Corner.
Yeah, Kay's in the email. Kay sent us her information in the email.
She did, and I'm looking for it.
All right, yeah. So what we talking about
right, I found her corner. Okay,
because I thought we were talking about the man that got arrested trying to show a house, but it wasn't racial.
All right, I found her Kay Corner. We're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about Kay Corner. Kay Corner says, if parents want to have a therapist come to their child's school or class, they should get on this ASAP. This process is a timely process and must be renewed each year. And I'm going to put the link in the chat. She says, did you know that private providers, behavior therapists, speech therapists, occupational therapists, etc., are allowed to help your child in school physically? Yes, it's simple by submitting a form. We're going to put the link in the chat. And, since school is starting next week, and I'm going to put the link right now. Since school is starting next week, it's best to go ahead and do that as soon as you can. That way, the process can be smooth. That's all I have for Kay Corner. But in the meantime, let's talk about this Black realtor who was showing a Black person a home.
Mm-hmm.
And was arrested. Not only was he arrested, but the person.
Well, he wasn't arrested. He was handcuffed on the seat.
He was arrested. That's arresting me.
He was detained.
That's whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
It wasn't racial though.
I'm doing my job, and here you come and you put me in handcuffs.
No, but the lady was concerned because somebody had broken into the house the week before. That's the only reason.
Really?
He called.
Okay.
And they had a similar car, even though there was different makes and model. But the old lady ain't know the difference.
Oh, really? So that's what we doing? That's what we calling it now?
Neighborhood. She thought that was it. That's why
that's what we calling it now? That's what we doing?
That's why. It wasn't because he was black or nothing. I'm just saying what they said.
Okay. I mean, I guess. All I'm saying is this. Black people can't even be realtors. They can't even be realtors. What was that thing you said to me last week? We just can't even be black. We got to find a way how to.
That's a solution. Don't be black.
We got to find a way how not to be black.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know how we're gonna find out to do it, but that is the only solution I can come up with. Is that we can't be black. Because it just don't make no sense to me. I don't know how it could
clearly they want to stay and be who they is. So maybe they putting it on us to kind of change how God made us.
I mean, I guess.
I
don't know. All I'm saying, if anybody out there has any suggestions on what black people need to do to not be harassed, just breathing, walking down the street,
doing your whole job,
sitting in front of their own porch, standing next to their own vehicle, going into the grocery store, like whatever you can give, whatever suggestions you can give to us that will not alert law enforcement and or white people and their fears. Let a sister know so we can go ahead and tell the rest of the congregation and the rest of the black delegation how to act. Because apparently we just can't be us.
So I just got a suggestion that we need to get some legislators elected that's gonna make some laws that punish these Karens for these phone calls, right? But then you also need to have a person in place who sees it for what it is, instead of always sugarcoating extremely harmful situation to people of color, right? Because even the person who was doing the article, the police person, whoever, they're saying, no, it wasn't racially motivated. It was just purely out of concern, And if they're not going to see it for what it is, then there's never going to be some solution to that. So what we do have to do is to get people in positions of power that's going to see these situations for exactly what they are, and that's how you're going to get some sort of change. That's it. Because if you read I read the article and I swear they're acting like, no, why y'all think it's that? It's not that. And that's part of the problem because they don't want to see it for what it really is. So you got to get people, you got to get the right kind of representation that's going to make laws accordingly and punish folks that put people in very dangerous situations. Those dudes could have lose their life. That man who was, the person who was looking to buy the house was there with his kid. You know what I'm saying? So that could have went all the way left. That could have went all the way left.
Well, my thing is that you're absolutely right. Elections have consequences. This is why we do what we do with this show, is to let people know, hey, listen, y'all got to get part of this political process. We can't do this by only a few of us. Yep. And the more numbers we have, the more difference we make. Because I'm telling you, the 2020 election, if that don't give you an idea of how important it is for y'all to vote, I don't know what else. I don't know what else example I can give you, because I'm telling you, if it wasn't for that 2020 election, you wouldn't understand how great your power is with voting. So,
we're actually in Georgia right now, so we got to give another shout out to Georgia for going blue. Thank you, Georgia.
Thank you, Georgia. And if it wasn't for Georgia, we would not have a majority in the Senate, okay? And we look at other races because it affects us. So if we didn't get Georgia, we would not have a majority in the Senate. This is the reason why it's important to pay attention and to be part of the process. Just because you live in one state don't mean that you can't help somebody in another state get into a seat.
Exactly.
You can still donate. You can still volunteer your time by making phone calls, getting people to get organized, getting people to get excited about candidates. So don't think your job just stops in your state. You can still help in other states also. Because remember, we're all in this together. And when someone else from another state that is in your party wins, We all win, right?
We all win.
Oh, we all win. So it's important. I'm gonna flash the. Let's see. I'm gonna flash the. No, I was gonna flash them the message. I think it was in the practice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna flash the comment, the website address for Case Corner. I know it's long, but I feel like if I flash it and you all put it on pause, y'all can type that in and get that information.
Just click on it in the chat, right?
Yeah, you can click on it in the chat. Yes. So, but I'm gonna just flash it for a few minutes. Where was I going? Because I got lost train of thought. Okay, so
we talked was there another story? Caucity Corner, you want to talk about? There's only 1.5 million, but the taxpayers are paying 500 million. You
okay,
clarify that for us?
That's right there. Okay,
it's only 1.5 million restitution, but the bill is $500 million. Explain that, please.
So you know. The judge wasn't playing no games. Homegirl was like, I'm confused because y'all need to make that make sense to me. She said, how is it? She asked the state attorney, like, how is it that the prosecutors? Yeah, she asked the prosecutors, I'm confused. How is it that y'all just charging the people who did what they did wrong and it's only coming up to 1.5 million, but the taxpayers are paying $500 million? Where is where y'all getting your numbers from? Where are y'all getting your numbers from?
Yeah, well, y'all off by like $498.5 million.
Listen, federal judge, her name is this is exactly what she said. She said a federal judge asked prosecutors Monday to explain why restitution in Capitol riot cases was limited to $1.5 million for repairs to the building when the total cost for taxpayers is $500 million. This is per Politico, okay? I need to go on Politico. Her name is Judge Burl Howells. Her comments comes 2 weeks after she questioned whether it's appropriate for prosecutors to offer defendants misdemeanor plea deals in cases that saw insurrectionists terrorizing members of Congress. She said, and I quote, I want to make sure she said, and I quote, I'm accustomed to the government being fairly aggressive in terms of fraud when there have been damages that occur from a criminal act from the restitution amount. So she wants to know why y'all soft? Why y'all, what's the deal? You're frozen, so I'm gonna keep on going.
Why not making? Because it's not making sense to her. It's not making sense.
She wants to know why y'all not aggressive. She said, I'm accustomed to y'all being aggressive with your monies, getting your money. She wants to know. She said during the
racial.
It's not
racial. Co-host. No.
Oh, it's not racial.
It's just what it is. It's not racial.
Listen. She wants to know why they're not aggressive. She says, where we have Congress acting appropriately, all this money due directly to the events of January 6th. I have found the damages amount less than 1.5 million. And when all of us American taxpayers are about to foot the bill for close to $500 million, she says, I'm a little bit surprised, right? The prosecution says, he told the judge he's happy to get her the answers to her costing questions, right? He goes and he says, well, I'm putting in context, everybody. Congress last month passed a $2.1 billion capital security bill to help cover the costs incurred during the deadly insurrection. All right.
That's not paying. This is not a cover up.
I'm just saying. Wait a minute. You said it wasn't racial, so because I want to know if this insurrection was caused by anybody else than the base of Trump.
Which it never would have been.
I said anybody else. It could have been anybody else. If it was, I'm just saying, if this insurrection was done by anybody else, then the Trump, then basis Trump, would we be flipping the bill for $500 million?
No, those charges wouldn't have been misdemeanors either.
I'm just asking.
But it's not racial though.
I'm just saying.
Nope.
I'm just saying. And the prosecution said they got their numbers from the article says they're unclear where they got their numbers from. But the architect of the Capitol said that they gave damage assessments to the Justice Department, which calculated the per case penalty, and separate assessment to House and Senate appropriators for wider security costs. I'd like to find out, which I'm going to bring the information back next week, is who's in charge of those departments. Are they led by Republicans or are they led by Democrats?
It's the ones that was giving them the tour. Because remember, it was just a regular old day in the Capitol. It was like a picnic.
Well, if you let Marjorie Taylor Greene tell you,
all of them.
I'm just saying, you know, it's what it is a hot mess.
A hot one.
It's beyond a hot mess, and I want you to make it make sense. I want to understand how we paying $500 million and they only paying 1.5. What am I missing?
What they do
what am I? I'm just saying what we missing. I'm just trying to find out what we missing. There's a gentleman who is running against Marjorie Taylor Greene. He is a vet, and he just put out a new commercial. And it makes her look so bad. It makes her look so bad.
No, wait. Co-host, she make her own self look bad. She's over there doing nothing. Remember, because she don't have no committee assignments, right? She just kind of hanging around.
That's right.
Theories, getting suspended from Twitter every other week. Remember, she ain't got nothing to do because she has no committee assignments. So she's just over there talking nonsense, getting suspended from Twitter.
She just
talking about a Holocaust and she don't know what she's talking about. She just over there getting suspended from Twitter. That's all she's doing. So anybody should be able to beat her.
Listen, I'm trying to find out who he is because I need to pull up his thing because I need people to see this commercial.
and we need to send him like $5. Everybody we know.
Everybody named Mama who know what you
that cup of Starbucks and send him $5.
Because she is a whole hot mess, and she is out there harassing people on Capitol Hill.
Cause she ain't got nothing to do. She ain't got no job for real. She just collecting checks. She bored.
And let's be clear. Remember, she didn't really run for her seat. She was appointed.
Taylor Greene was appointed.
I think she was because somebody left the seat and they appointed her.
Oh, is that what happened? I thought she ran with all her stupid gun commercials.
Oh, she could have. I don't know. Because I don't think somebody knew.
She's from this weird part of Georgia where as long as you're Republican, you win. She's strange.
She's just a whole hot thing.
Are we really gonna go east? This thing must be taking us to 95. We gotta adjust that.
Oh yeah, that's no. I think that's not that bad, but
that's a no way. We stand in the middle.
Turnpike. Yeah.
Are you on a turnpike? Is that what you're on?
Turnpike. I thought I turned into the turnpike.
Not. Well, it could. It should.
I always.
Yeah, because I don't think we should do east. We definitely, we just go straight. Yeah. Because it does turn into the turnpike when you're going to try to go.
So, the gentleman's name is Marcus.
Go ahead.
So the gentleman's name is Marcus Flowers, and he's running against Marjorie Taylor Greene.
His name already.
And I'm going to post his video so you all can see. Well, his not his video, but his what they call it again, his commercial. I thought it was a very touching commercial. If I was in Georgia, my mind would be made up. And I find him to be very credible. However, please still do your research because some people come off looking good, and sometimes what's good may not be all that good. But
you did your research on Taylor. We already know what Taylor Greene is about. She got to go. She should no longer be an option. She's one of those like I'd vote for a Muppet instead of voting for her again type of people.
Oh yeah, she the type of person where like if there's a pencil on the ballot, I'm voting for the pencil.
And anybody else but her.
If the pencil is on the
ballot, she ain't doing nothing anyway.
If the pencil's on the ballot, I'm voting for the pencil.
She has no committee assignments. She's doing nothing.
She's doing nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you Marcus Flowers' commercial for running against Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let me take off. All right, so start from the beginning.
Tomorrow on January 6th, I'm very excited. This is our 1776 moment.
My body camera captured the violence of the crowd. I was dragged from the line of officers. I heard someone scream, "I got one." They began to beat me with what felt like hard metal objects.
You can't allow it to just transfer power peacefully.
I heard chanting from some in the crowd, "Kill him with his own gun." I said as loud as I could, "I've got kids."
We have a sea of people as we flood the Capitol building. Go inside.
I ended up on my hands and knees and blind. He yelled at me, shouting, "You will die on you."
People who breached the Capitol on January 6th are being abused. When will the witch hunt come to an end?
One woman in a pink MAGA shirt yelled, "You hear that, guys? This voted for Joe Biden." Then the crowd joined in screaming, "Boo!
You can't allow it to just transfer power peacefully or being abused. This is our 1776 moment.
The indifference is disgraceful.
I better donate to that man, MarcusForGeorgia.com. So you know this is what we're dealing with this happening. Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of those people that she don't deserve her seat at all. And then if you listen to the commercial, she says the people who stormed the Capitol are being abused. You can't even make that up.
You can't make it up.
She said the people who stormed the Capitol, she said the people who breached the Capitol, that's the word she used, are being abused. When is the witch hunt going to end? Sis! Like, did she hear what she said? How you gonna use breached and being abused and witch hunt all in the same sentence?
Because if you don't breach something, sound like you ain't had no business there, or you didn't have the right to be there. The fact that you breached it mean that you weren't invited.
It boggles my mind.
Because if you breached it, you was almost cursed. You weren't invited. You wasn't supposed to be there. So come on now.
And then you have the audacity to tell people this is the 1776 moment. What?
That's a response to the 1619 project. So whatever.
I just, okay. So Marcus for Georgia, please, y'all go on and go on this man website.
$5, everybody.
Please send that man $5. Okay. Anybody but her. Anybody but her. Because she a whole problem in Georgia. A whole problem.
She has no committee assignment, so she ain't doing nothing in no way.
I'm just saying that woman. Oh, and she has been suspended from Twitter for a week again. This is
not the first time.
This is not the first time because she out there just spreading lies.
Crazy because she ain't got nothing to do.
My thing is that how somebody like that even get into office? Like I just don't. But I digress. Y'all going over there to Marcus. Let me put his thing in his.
Marcus Flowers.
MichaelFlowers.com. Let me put his information in the chat.
So who else we talking about this week before we wrap up? We're gonna try to stick to an hour this time.
Okay.
Yeah. Who else we gotta talk about today? Who else?
Well, we talked about Governor Cuomo. He got to go.
We talked about your governor death sentence. Did we talk about him?
Yeah, we talked about the Satan today because the Satan.
Oh, but what about this SB 11? We got to keep
right.
reminding people.
I want to keep reminding people. Right. Okay, great. Thank you for reminding me, co-host. SB 11 is super important. There is a bill that is going to be introduced. The next legislative session happens in January, guys. All right. What's his name again? His name is Representative Alex Rizzo
from Hialeah.
Is trying to present a bill that would make it a misdemeanor if you videotape a police officer while they're whatever they're doing. So
violating the person's constitutional rights. That's how people are getting justice. That's what they're trying to stop.
Well, he's trying to make it a misdemeanor where you pay $500 fine, 60 days in jail, and have
take that charge, y'all. Keep videotaping.
I just want y'all to know that we have a full Republican. We have a Republican.
Take that charge. Take that arrest.
We have a Republican House and a Republican Senate. They are the majority, and if they bring this bill up, there's a high probability that bill will pass. If that bill does pass, as of October 2022, that will be in effect. So I'm just letting you know.
Okay. So I want to let them know if that foolishness does pass, then you're gonna have to vote, and your state attorney for your county or your sheriff for your county that have sheriff. If either one of them decides to do that foolishness, then they need to lose their jobs.
Period.
Along with the people who voted for it. So it's a whole bunch of folks that should lose their jobs over that foolishness right there.
Period.
Because that makes no sense.
Period.
Now, if the legislators don't really understand the law, because they could just get elected even if they don't got no law degree or no nothing, right? So then the people who are in charge of enforcement, then they need to take it upon themselves and not let that foolishness stand.
Period.
That's all. And if they don't do their jobs properly, then they shouldn't have it either.
Period.
So we ain't gonna blame the non-lawyers for not understanding the law.
Mm-mm.
But the ones that are in charge of enforcement, they need to understand.
I'm just saying.
So
this is for Black people. Videotaping for us saves our lives. We videotape not because it's a fun thing to do. We videotape because we have to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
You always have to be, the burden of proof is never on them. It's always on us.
Yeah.
So we always have to end up videotaping. It shouldn't be that way, but we have
for the cover up, man.
But we have no choice, and it's vital for us to have the opportunity to videotape these police officers. It's vital. It's vital because you've seen and I've seen that they turn off their body cam. Okay, and they're willing to take whatever disciplinary action they have to take if they take off their body cam.
Because it's less than if the camera showed what happened.
Facts. So we have to have the possibility to videotape them, because if we don't, everything we say, everything we do, the burden of proof falls back on us. And if we don't have proof to show, we're stuck. We just SOL. It is what it is. So the HB 11, HB 11, y'all need to look out for that. This is a representative in Hialeah. His name is Alex Rizzo. He represents Hialeah. He's a Republican there. And you need to flood his room, flood his phone, flood his information.
Whatever. You need to leave that alone. Don't be on the wrong side of history, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Listen, I don't have no problem sitting there sending emails to the Satan. I ain't got no problem sending emails to anybody, whatever. And I doggone sure gonna be sending him an email, letting him know that he is disgusting if he think that he's gonna try to make sure we don't have proof.
Yeah, ridiculous. All right, what's your final thoughts, Nikki?
Say it again.
What's your final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts are this. Listen, people. The babies can't get vaccinations yet. So parents, be very, very diligent as the kids go back to school. If you have little ones at home and you have bigger kids going back to school, please be very diligent. Make sure when they come home, they wash their hands. Make sure that they take their clothes off. How we normally just let them go home. Take your clothes off and put home clothes on, right? Take them off. Don't wear them all day. Start practicing now because school starts next week. And make sure you maintain social distance as best as you can. Cover your face with masks. Moms and dads, if you can, buy extra masks. Put extra masks in your baby's backpacks because sometimes we'll forget it in the car or whatever the case is. So be prepared. And also those, listen, even though we have a special election in November, we still have a big election coming up in 2022. We have a governor's election. We also have a state senator election. So y'all.
A U.S. senator too. Rubio is also up in 22.
Right. Yes, Rubio's off. Yeah, U.S. senator too. So those are really big, important elections. Look up who are the opponents. Nikki Fried and I think Charlie Crist is running against Governor DeSantis. We have Val Demings who's running against Rubio. He has other people running against him too, but Val Demings is my chick, so that's who I'm pushing. Y'all can look up the information on who else is running. But listen, this is crucial and it's vital. You see what happens when people who are voted in don't have everybody's best interest at heart. You see this. You see the fight just to make sure our kids are safe when you have a whole governor who could have just made a mask mandate and kept it moving. He didn't want to do that. So this is why we have to be part of the.
He still don't want to do that.
He doubling down.
He still don't want to do that.
That's my final thoughts. What's your final thoughts?
Do that.
What's your final thought?
Listen, so check this out. So I've been doing like a mini tour of the Southeast, right? We went a little west and made it into Tennessee. So reparations needs to start in Charleston, South Carolina. That is my final thought. Let me tell you something. So I don't know what people's perception of what happened and what Charleston, South Carolina is really like. But if anybody want to know what the consequences of slavery look like and how white people benefited and black people got the short end of the stick, Charleston, South Carolina is it. And there needs to be reparations for people of color that live in or are from Charleston, South Carolina. That's all I'm gonna say.
Period.
If nobody else in the United States deserve no reparations, it's people of color. And I'm talking about Native Americans and black folks, people of African descent, need to get reparations because that place, right? Man, look, okay, that's it. Reparations for all of the people who are descendants of folks that was from or living in Charleston, South Carolina, need to get paid. Period.
On that note,
that's it.
Y'all need to go look that up. Okay.
That's real.
Listen, let me tell you something. This ain't no joke. This country was built on the backs of slaves. Okay. And we have nothing to show for it.
Let me tell you.
We have nothing to show for it.
Nothing. Especially there. And they built it up real nice too.
And they
built
still
real nice and real pretty.
And they still
real nice and real pretty. And
okay.
They ain't living like they done built all that real nice and real pretty stuff.
And they still take
2 tours. Yeah, take the white one and the black one. It's gonna be 2 different stories. Okay.
So just so you all know, it's real out in these streets. Okay. And they still taking from black people.
Real.
And they still taking from black people. Don't let people tell you, oh, we always make things about race. It's always been about race. We didn't create that. They did.
That's about
race. Y'all want to tell
the
truth. Y'all want to tell the truth. And now when we start telling the truth, all of a sudden it's a problem. Give us our reparations.
Problem.
As a matter of fact, the whole state belongs to us.
It needs to start right there. It needs to start right there in Charleston, South Carolina. It needs to start right there.
When you get back,
one of those reparations people, like I'm just like, oh, you hear it, and I was never like, oh, make that your leading campaign promise. But for Charleston, South Carolina, that needs to be a whole campaign promise that should be delivered on.
And
that's a disservice right there.
So, co-host, can we talk in depth about it next week?
We can talk about that next week.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on what was going on over there, co-host.
We gotta talk about that. Listen, we can talk about that next week.
Let's talk about it next week. We're gonna talk about it. All right. So my co-host is on the road. We want her to get home safe. So we're gonna bid you all adieu. All right. We'll see you all next week.
Salute people.
Salute people. Make sure you all go onto this website.
Keep it up. All those videos tripping.
Okay, make sure you go on this website for Case Corner. You guys, we hope to see you well next week. Keep your hands clean, put your mask on, protect each other, and we'll holla at y'all next week.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, peace.